Location and nature of Arab tribes. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, the biography of Prophet Muhammad who manifested represents an exhaustive embodiment of the sublime divine message that he communicated in order to deliver the human race from the swamp of darkness and polytheism to the paradise of light and monotheism. An image, authentic as well as comprehensive, of this message, is therefore only attainable through careful study and profound analysis of both backgrounds and issues of such a biography. In view of this, a whole chapter is here introduced about the nature and development of Arab tribes prior to Islam as well as the circumstantial environment that enwrapped the Prophet's mission. Location of the Arabs. Linguistically, the word Arab means deserts and waste barren land well-nigh waterless and treeless. Ever since the dawn of history, the Arabian Peninsula and its people have been called as such. The Arabian Peninsula is enclosed in the west by the Red Sea and Sinai, in the east by the Arabian Gulf, in the south by the Arabian Sea, which is an extension of the Indian Ocean, and in the north by Old Syria and part of Iraq. The area is estimated between 1,000,000 and 1,150,000 square miles. Thanks to its geographical position, the peninsula has always maintained great importance. Considering its internal setting, it is mostly deserts and sandy places, which has rendered it inaccessible to foreigners and invaders and allowed its people complete liberty and independence through the ages, despite the presence of two neighboring great empires. Its external setting, on the other hand, caused it to be the center of the Old World and provided it with sea and land links with most nations at the time. Thanks to this strategic position, the Arabian Peninsula had become the center for trade, culture, religion, and art. Arab tribes. Arab kinfolks have been divided according to lineage into three groups. 1. Perishing Arabs, the ancient Arabs, of whose history little is known, and of whom were Ad, Thamud, Taysum, Jadis, Emlak, and others. 2. Pure Arabs, who originated from the progeny of Yarub bin Yashjub bin Qatan. They were also called Qatanian Arabs. 3. Arabiized Arabs, who originated from the progeny of Ishmael. They were also called Adnanian Arabs. The pure Arabs, the people of Qatan, originally lived in Yemen and comprised many tribes, two of which were very famous. A. Himyar, the most famous of whose septs were Zaid al-Jamhur, Qudai and Sakasik. B. Kalan, the most famous of whose septs were Hamdan, Anmar, Tai, Mudhij, Kinda, Lakhm, Judham, Azd, Aws, Khazraj, and the descendants of Japhna, the kings of Old Syria. Kalan's septs emigrated from Yemen to dwell in the different parts of the Arabian Peninsula prior to the Great Flood, Sail al-Aram of Marib Dam, due to the failure of trade under the Roman pressure and domain on both sea and land trade routes following Roman occupation of Egypt and Syria. Naturally enough, the competition between Kalan and Himyar led to the evacuation of the first and the settlement of the second in Yemen. The emigrating septs of Kalan can be divided into four groups. 1. Azd, who, under the leadership of Imran bin Amr Muzakba, wandered in Yemen, sent pioneers, and finally headed northwards. Details of their emigration can be summed up as follows. Thalaba bin Amr left his tribe Al-Azd for Hijaz and dwelt between the Libya and Daikar. When he gained strength, he headed for Medina where he stayed. Of his seed are Aws and Khazraj, sons of Harida bin Thalaba. Harida bin Amr, known as Khazah, wandered with his folks in Hijaz until they came to Mar-az-Zizaran. Later, they conquered the Haram and settled in Makkah after having driven away its people, the tribe of Juram. Imran bin Ammar and his folks went to Oman, where they established the tribe of Azd, whose children inhabited Tihama and were known as Azdav Shanue. Jathna bin Ammar and his family headed for Syria, where he settled and initiated the kingdom of Ghassan, which was so named after a spring of water in Hijaz, where they stopped on their way to Syria. 2. Lokman Judham, of whom was Nasr bin Rabi'ah, father of Manadira, kings of Hira. 3. Banu Tai, who also emigrated northwards to settle by the so-called Aya and Salma mountains, which were consequently named as Tai Mountains. 4. Kinda, who dwelt in Bahrain but were expelled to Hadramaut and Najd, where they instituted a powerful government, but not for long, for the whole tribe soon faded away. Another tribe of Himyar, known as Quda'ay, also left Yemen and dwelt in the Samoa semi-desert on the borders of Iraq. The Arabiaized Arabs go back in ancestry to their great-grandfather Abraham from a town called Ar near Kufa on the west bank of the Euphrates in Iraq. Excavations brought to light great details of the town, Abraham's family, and the prevalent religions and social circumstances. 1. It is known that Abraham left Ar for Haran and then for Palestine, where he made headquarters for his message. He wandered all over the area. When he went to Egypt, the Pharaoh tried to do evil to his wife Sarah, but Allah saved her and the Pharaoh's wicked scheme recoiled on him. He thus came to realize her strong attachment to Allah, and, in acknowledgement of her grace, the Pharaoh rendered his daughter Hagar at Sarah's service, but Sarah gave Hagar to Abraham as a wife. Abraham returned to Palestine, where Hagar gave birth to Ishmael. Sarah became so jealous of Hagar that she forced Abraham to send Hagar and her baby away to a plantless valley on a small hill in Hijaz, by the sacred house, exposed to the wearing of floods coming right and left. He chose for them a place under a lofty tree above Zamzam near the upper side of the mosque in Mecca, where neither people nor water was available, and went back to Palestine, leaving with his wife and baby a leather case with some dates and a pot of water. They ran out of food and water before long, but thanks to Allah's favor, water gushed forth to sustain them for some time. The whole story of Zamzam spring is already known to everybody. 1. Another Yemeni tribe, Jurham II, came and lived in Mecca upon Hagar's permission, after being said to have lived in the valleys around Mecca. It is mentioned in the Sahih al-Bukhari that this tribe came to Mecca before Ishmael was a young man, while they had passed through that valley long before this event. Abraham used to go to Mecca every now and then to see his wife and son. The number of these journeys is still unknown, but authentic historical resources spoke of 4 ones. Allah, the Sublime, stated in the Noble Quran that he had Abraham see, in his dream, that he slaughtered his son Ishmael. Therefore Abraham stood up to fulfill his order. Then, when they had both submitted themselves to the will of Allah, and he had laid him prostrate on his forehead, or on the side of his forehead for slaughtering, and we called out to him, O Abraham, you have fulfilled the dream, vision. Verily, thus do we reward the muhsinin, good doers, who perform good deeds totally for Allah's sake only, without any show-off or to gain praise or fame, etc., and do them in accordance with Allah's orders. Verily, that was a manifest triumph.